We are Susie and Rolls. That's short for Roland, by the way.
Enchanté.
Follow our lives renovating a 15th century chateau and citadel. Together with our rescue fur babies, Big Baxter, Mad Max and little Lexi, our beaver. We're just on our way back from Nantes Hospital. Rolls has just had his checkup and that's all good. The nurse comes to take the stitches out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the pin comes out in 4 weeks time.
March, middle of March.
Middle of March.
So they take the pin out then, that's it, job done. 5-minute job apparently. Yeah, they've x-rayed me and the pin's doing its job, so...
it's healing nicely.
And they took the dressing off and put this dodgy little plaster on. But yeah, it's healing well. And so...
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again. Don't try this one at home.
No.
Yeah, lesson learned, but there you go. But it's all good and we should be back on form at some point. Obviously I'm still going to be a little bit careful because the pin's still doing its job, but
yeah, I've had enough of hospitals.
Yeah,
since we've lived.
We've had our fair share, haven't we? Yeah, but anyway, we're heading back now.
And it's not dark yet, and it's not raining this time.
No, we'll be okay.
And
we'll
you're
get back
driving.
before it starts. Yeah, I'm driving. I'm happy driving. It's the first time I've driven actually since.
Yeah, first day.
Yeah, so all good.
Watch this space.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. He's got to have made that too wide. But actually, I didn't make it. It was actually in the workshop when we moved here. And it's really quite a wide one. And it relates to the barn, barn number 1. It corresponds exactly with those dimensions. But I thought, well, I'm never going to use this as it is. So if it's a similar shape, then I can use this to support this arch while I'm re-bricking it. So all I need to do is cut this to width. There may be a little bit of packing out if it's not quite the right shape, but I think it's good enough for me to be able to use, so that'll save me a bit of work. Yeah, it's the exact width of this archway, and it's the only wide arch that we have in the place, so I assume it was built for that, and at some point they've carried out a repair of some sort to this. I can't see any evidence of any repair required on here, but it doesn't relate to any other arch that we've got, and the width is exact, so I assume at some point they had to do a repair on this. Anyway. Okay, what I've done, I've put the former in, as you can see. The shape of it's not quite right. It's just a little bit out, but it's okay. I've just packed these out just to support this, and as I put each brick in, I'll just support it with a little bit of packing, so it's fine. It saved me making one. It's much easier. It's not like it's a massive arch and it's supporting tons and tons. It's fine. When I took these bricks out, they all crumbled, or the mortar crumbled. So I may end up taking these out as well, I don't know, and just redoing the whole thing. I'm not going to do it today because we're due some rain now, and it's still really cold as well. It's only just above 0, freezing. And I don't want to buy antifreeze to go in the mortar. You know, for that, it's not worth the expense. So I'm going to wait until the weekend. It's getting milder and drier over the next week or so. So I'll give it a couple of days and then I'll do it. But I wanted to get this former in, so at least I'm ready to get onto it straight away. So yeah, it shouldn't take too much. These don't need to come out, although I may take these out because that's chiseled, that's chipped, that corner. And I've just propped this up just in case. I don't think it needed it. So yeah, so I'm good to go on that one. And then of course, if you didn't see, I think it was 2 episodes ago now, the reason I'm doing this now, obviously it needs doing anyway, is because in there I've got loads of spare tiles and I can't get in there. It's, you know, it's a bit risky. So it gets this out of the way and then it allows me to get onto another job.
Train ride just to see you, ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you, 'cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone.
First cut of the year. I've just given it a quick cut with the highest setting because it's a bit damp actually, and I haven't been able to get out here this year because it's been too wet. So I thought, well, I'll take the opportunity now, and then in a few days time I'll go over it on a lower setting, let this cut dry out a bit. So first of many this year, I suspect. Well, I'm back in the potager and I need to sort this fence out. I got halfway through it and then, well, got interrupted. It works on a tensioning system where you have to put these wires through and then tension them up, and then you just literally clip the fence to it. But unfortunately, every now and then you've got to put some cross members in, cross pieces in, braces. And I did in the middle, but unfortunately you need them every 2 or 3. So I'm going to put these in. They just go diagonally like that. So I've got to dig some holes here, and then I've got another 2 up there. So, and then I'll put some concrete post mix in, and then that'll set them, that'll stop this, and then I can tension it all up, and then the fence can go on. So that's today's task. At least the soil's nice and soft. All this rain we've had. So it shouldn't take me too long. Might as well put it on the bed. The new bed that I created. Right, so they're bolted together. So all I now need to do is go and get the post mix cement. So put it in there, and then that'll stop this sideways movement. Dig the other 2 now. I'll probably water them in, but we are expecting some rain later. But I think if I water them in, it'll get the process started. So in fact, I'll do that now. Here's a lesson in life. Always check your purchases and don't leave it a year before you check it. He slipped in 2 shorter braces, which means I can't fit it up there where I wanted to because it'll be out of the ground. So I've got to fit it on the next one down, which it might do the job, but I would have preferred to be able to go in here, but I've got to go in here now. But there you go. My fault, I should have checked it at the time. Okay, so might as well get on with it. If needs be, if worst case scenario, if this doesn't work, I'll go and get 2 longer pieces and then I'll fit those as well. So, but this might do it, but I've got them now, so I might as well use them. He's not going to take them back now. Okay, well they're in now, but of course one of the problems with using this hole, I use it for one of the 3 wires. I've got one up here, one there, and one right at the bottom, and you tension these, and they go so tight. There's special tensioners that you get at the ends, and then you can clip the fence to it. But I've got to go through the same hole as the bolt I'd be bolting these through. So I've just put a cable tie on here temporarily, and what I'll do when this has gone off, I'll get these tensioned as much as possible, then I'll put a smaller bolt through there that still allows this wire, because every now and then you've got to just give these tensioners a little twist as the wire becomes a little bit slack, so there's got to be enough room there for me to do that. So hopefully that'll be fine. I mean, that feels pretty rigid now actually, so that might do it. But like I said, I've got the option of buying a couple more and coming down here if I need to. And basically there's one fence post either side of these. They don't all need to be braced. It's just every now and then you need one to stop any movement, and then you can really tighten the thing up. So yeah, so hopefully that's done. So I'll leave that a couple of days to go off, and then I should be able to get this fence up. Okay, well, still looks a mess obviously, because I've got to tension it all up, but like I said, I'll wait a couple of days. But of course what I've then got to do is come all the way up to the wall here. The reason I've stopped here is because we weren't sure at the time whether we were going to come all the way up to the wall or to try and use this area here, so come out like a bit of an L shape. But I think we've decided now we're just going to come straight up. So just straight back. I'm leaning on the wall now, so basically straight all the way up there. Put a gate in there, and the reason we've put this up is because we wanted to keep any future livestock out and our dogs, because the first year we had a very good crop, but they pinched all the carrots. And I think that was in one of our early episodes. I think it was episode 6 actually, going back a long way now. But they used to just come in here and help themselves dig up the carrots and just munch away quite happily. So we've got to keep them out. So yeah, so I've got to continue this. I'll have another chat with Susie to make sure that is the final decision made. And you know, we've got about, like I said the other day, we've got 45 metres times, I think it's about 8 metres, 7 or 8 metres. It's only the two of us, so this is plenty big enough, but we've always got the option of extending it out. So yep, so anyway, I'll come back to that in a couple of days' time.